What is up, beautiful people? This is going to be a quick video because it's the same stuff I've been playing for like 2 years now. I have tried to learn the new format. I played Kidku and I played against the current world champion, Michael Carrick, and he did some testing with me and it was terrible. Worst experience of my life. So I realized I can't play Kidku because I'm not patient enough to play the mirror, which I'm happy I did because twice today I would have played the mirror. And it's just like I want to just play cards, go bra or sideways. What I like about Gohan in this format is there's a lot of tricks, a lot of cute things you can do. This is a generic list. I know other people have way more cute things you can do. I tried out a few cards, and I can just tell you, in comparison to where we were last time, I made some huge mistakes. And so what's all really going to talk about? The matchups were kind of easy for, like, it didn't feel bad. The one loss to Kidku was because he SCR'd and I didn't when it came down to it, and he did it on turn 3. Like, we both went really fast. Had I survived that turn, I think he had 3 in hand or 4, so he would have died to, like, my 8-drop, and then, you know, discard, so he would have discarded his whole hand. Would have been easy to kill. And so had I bursting at some point, I would have survived, but I didn't have it, so then he blew me out of the water, which was rough. But yeah, so changes. This Brawly Omen of Evolution, I had that in the deck because Red plays it now, and so I just kind of grabbed him. I thought this was it. At the end of the day, I probably don't run 52 cards. I cut this card, and that's straight up my 50. Another card I tried, which was terrible, was this guy. I remember when it first came out, I always wanted to play it, and I never got the chance to play it. It's really in here because of Red, right? It's 35k, you want to combo it. But I cited it out like almost every game because you're never going to get to 4 energy and want to play a triple striker. Like, it's just a bad card. So this can get cut probably for another copy of Gogeta and another King Cold maybe. I'm not sure. I know somebody else was talking about there's a Bojack combo you can do. I didn't even bother with that, but it's probably a good idea. You can do the same thing also with 3-drop Goten. I like that as well. Because both require you to have 3 of your opponent's energy, and I did side that card in frequently because this card is just so great in a heavy format of unisons. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, it was almost like I've played this deck so much that it was kind of like clockwork. Like turn 1, I think 5 out of the 7 games, I had one of these. Okay. So you've got 10 1-drop targets. That's your only mulligan condition, right? We just want to hit a Vegeta. And so this still feels great going first. Immediately after you do this on turn 1, you get to play these on turn 2. You're going to bring out this 1-drop by putting either your Goku or your Gohan underneath your hyperbolic time chamber. It's going to search out for the other copy. It's going to set up a nice turn 3. And then on turn 3, like always, it was just, especially if I went second, because then they'd have 3 energy, I would just go straight into this. Well, play the 8-drop, make them discard a card. Even if they petrify this card, it doesn't matter. We're snapping this baby down next, which feels amazing. Make them discard 2. It's just so much aggression. And then, you know, if we have a total of, you know, let's say if we're on the draw, we might also, you know, do something a little bit slower. Like we may not play this card. We might play like our Z extra that we had on turn 2. Is still sitting here. So as a result, we might, you know, use up all 3 energy, but keep the energy marker back for a King Cold or a Cell Kamehameha. But you're filtering so many cards with this deck. I forgot how consistent it was. Like after my disappointing Nats, I didn't really want to touch this deck, but I don't know what else to play. Like Cell's Kamehameha is probably where we're at right now. It's so good to, like, it didn't matter in the last round, but had I not killed my opponent, I sniped his SCR. So, like, he didn't have an SCR, and I did, right? Like, that's such a powerful effect. And then also it's a 1-to-1, but it's a random 1-to-1. Against a lot of Vegito players, because they only had, like, 5 cards in their hand, I'd hit their super combo. And if you hit a super combo and you get out of an attack, you're just plussing so much for the future of the game. What else is really relevant? I really wish I could cut this card. I wish there was another Goku. Like, I wish this wasn't SS4 Goku. I wish this was just, like, Son Goku. Because we could just straight up cut this. I charged it, actually, my last game. Because it does feel bad. What else is really relevant? The game's not really as slow as it used to be. It's very weird because like I feel like right now the first player to tap out and your opponent has the aggression, you just die. Like Kidku really stops a lot of your strategies because if you play a unison, it's just gonna die for free. And so you really have to be just focused on like king colds, and then they can play Beerus Ball, which is fine. You just have to make sure you keep enough energy for like multiple king colds or another floodgate, so you don't just die. But that's what Bursting Rage is for, and why it's the SCR that makes it so great. What also makes the Bursting Rage so ridiculously awesome is that the next turn, if you also drew your one of, you get to discard this, draw two, and when you swing with your 8-drop, you get to make them discard a life if they're at 3 or more, which is so amazing because now your 8-drop can kill your opponent, which is just amazing in the mirror because most people want to just drop a dormant on the first attack because they're at 3, and you can just be like, yeah, sure, the attack's going through, now this is lethal, and you'll still have one more attack if you need it. You'll notice in my list it's the same thing I had at Nats, where I'm running 4 Cells Kamehameha. This feels more greedy now with the 3 of these, I will say. That's when I lost. That was what my hand was like I had a Cells Kamehameha, this card, and this card, so I just was dead, right? Like I had 3 dead cards. But I think you have enough filter in the deck that you can just kind of take your time, like have fun with it. You don't have to be in a rush. And if you notice you have a few extra 10Ks, you can bottom deck one. I will say with this deck, you don't see a turn 5 pretty frequently, and I think that's what made Gohan shine was the automatic win on turn 5. I did go to turn 5 versus Vegito, and in fact, I did just KO him from I think he still had 4 life left. But it's just, there's so much discard on your turn 5 because you just have all these energy tricks, and they're so cheap, and you just be like, yeah, play this attack. But yeah, I really like the deck. I think especially if you cut this Omen and you maybe go 1-1, I think this becomes just my list. I want to look at the Bojack stuff, but it's not like there's a lot of events before the expansion comes out, and we all know I'm playing Pan again. So I can say goodbye to this deck for a bit. But shout out to the team. DaCosta won. I don't know if you guys saw, but DaCosta won. Legends got top 8. I got top 8. I think like everybody on the team got top 8. Like I think everyone who played in the event got top 8, which is insane. So that's 5 cereals for the team, which is awesome to see. So hopefully one of us gets 555. It still hasn't been pulled yet to my knowledge. One of the things I want to talk about was I never brought in Charismatic Villain. Terrible card. I don't know why it's in the deck. Fuse Zamasu, unbelievable. I played blue once and I played black twice, and so versus blue and black, you bring in Fuse Zamasu. I could see a 3rd copy of it. This card is just so great because you're just like, yeah, sure, swing, draw a card, and they can't get rid of it. Like they have such a hard time with Indestructible. You just have this long-term threat where the longer the game goes, you just get more and more value, and the fact that you get to kill a sex cost when it comes into play makes it so easy to play. I tried this card out just to see. I never brought it in. It was mostly just because I didn't have a full sideboard. I won't lie. 4 SS Vegeta Majin Exterminators felt great. I played green, I think twice, Bojack and Vegeta, and it felt great to have access to 4. It's a little bit of overkill. 3's plenty, but I had extra spots. And like I said, this Goten was amazing. Oh yeah, you can see Rosie. Rosie's just here. Don't play Rosie. It's a terrible, for 2 energy, you're never going to get to use her, but I didn't know what else to put. It was either that or have a 12-card sideboard. But yeah, fun event. I actually really enjoyed it. I was a little nervous. I haven't got to play cards since my promotion at work, and forgot how much fun it was. Like, this is why it's my hobby, right? But yeah, good time and proud of the whole team. So good job, Checkmate Fusion, taking down 5 out of the top 8. That's insane.